what happens first? Let's start simple. The everyday things. If gravity were only half as strong, we'd all weigh less. I mean, imagine going to the grocery store and realizing you can pick up an entire watermelon with one hand. The good news? You'd be the world champion of arm curls in no time. The bad news? You'd have to be careful not to accidentally hurl things into the stratosphere, like your groceries, or worse, your cat. Hold on, Fluffy. Gravity's not that light. But as you keep floating around your house, you start noticing some strange effects on your body. Your joints, more pressure, your spine. It might just become your new best friend, since without gravity to compress it, you'd likely become a few inches taller. And if you were to jump, whoa, you'd fly so high that you'd probably need a parachute for a casual stroll. But here's where things get a little darker. You see, the Earth has a lot more going on than just holding up your grocery bag. What if our oceans couldn't stay put anymore? Without gravity keeping water bound to the planet, our oceans would be drifting, looking more like, well, giant puddles. Can you imagine a day at the beach when you have to chase down the ocean to get your suntan? And cities, they wouldn't just float, they'd literally drift. Buildings would start tipping over, and roads would become a chaotic roller coaster. Forget traffic jams. We're talking about people flying down the street with no warning. But that's not the worst part. As gravity weakens, the atmosphere starts to unravel. You think breathing is easy now? Well, the air pressure would drop so low that even a simple walk could turn into an endurance race. Every breath would feel like you're running on a treadmill in space. Scary, right? Okay, but what about life? Could creatures survive in this new world? Well, animals would have a tough time too. Without the proper gravitational pull, birds wouldn't be able to fly because they'd be constantly drifting upwards. Picture them just floating away. Even worse, larger animals, like elephants or whales, could have trouble moving around, making it harder for them to survive in the wild. And let's not even get started on plants. With gravity half as strong, trees would have trouble standing tall, and they'd likely start falling over, like a bad game of Jenga. You'd be picking up leaves from your backyard instead of a picnic. Now hold on. You may be thinking, wait a minute, can we just fly around like superheroes? Well, not quite. Because while you'd be lighter, you'd still have to deal with other forces, like wind. And that's not something you can defy easily. You'd still end up crashing into things. But wait, there's something even scarier on the horizon. If gravity were half as strong, Earth's very orbit could change. Without proper gravitational pull, the planet could start drifting from its perfect spot in the solar system, getting closer to the sun, or even farther away. A small change in distance could mean disaster, either burning up or freezing forever. Would humanity survive? Would Earth survive? That's a question we definitely don't want to find out the answer to. So, what have we learned? Gravity may seem like a simple force, just something that keeps you grounded. But the truth is, without it, everything changes. The good? You'd get a lighter life, literally. The bad? The world around you could become a chaotic, floating mess. And in the worst case scenario, we might even have to say goodbye to Earth as we know it. So next time you take a step on solid ground, remember, gravity isn't just keeping you here, it's keeping us all safe and a little less dizzy. Now, wouldn't it be cool if we could just hit pause and float for a bit without the chaos? Until next time, stay grounded, or don't.